Good evening. Happy uh, Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Let's do the martial arts. I went to the gym, so there's no need for me to do muscle exercise because I already did that. So we'll do the defense, okay? Defense, right? Basically deflecting any punches that come our way, right? And also move out of the way too, right? Yeah, like somebody kicks, yeah, we can punching, kicking, okay, deflection, right? Or you can just like Matrix, right? Or move away, right? Or go down, right? Yeah. Or even with the leg, right? Yeah. You can deflect, right? Whatever kicking. If and also if somebody kicking could be a little bit dangerous because let's say somebody kick you, right? You can grab his leg and then trip that person because the person is standing on one foot, right? And yeah, trip, right? Somebody kicks, yeah, grab leg and just trip. And when the opponent falls to the ground, you can push that person to the ground so that this person go to the ground harder. And it could be very, very dangerous. Okay. Well, it's martial arts, right? Is it dangerous? Yes. Then why do we study it? Are we criminals? No. Are there criminals in the world? Yes. That's why we have to learn martial arts. We have to defend ourselves or others. Okay. Can people die from fighting? Yes. But should we learn those things? I think so. Why? In order to avoid death ourselves. Okay. And also, you don't want to kill anybody, but we need to know some moves, and those moves can be fatal. But we have to learn it. Why? Because we don't want to be crimes victims of crimes, right? Yeah. It's just the way it is. And if you're very good at martial arts, you never get to use it, okay? Because people will know they're not gonna mess with you, okay? Yeah. Before I get arrested, take 5 minutes break, okay? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We'll take 5 minutes, okay? Uh, Yeah, so happy Tuesday and water. Yes. And yeah, the snow is melting. It's like becoming very muddy outside, slushy, and it happens every year, so no problem. Yeah. So in this brand of humanology, we emphasize martial, not just martial arts, also martial philosophy. Okay, so like Mr. Bruce Lee said, yeah, fighting without fighting, right? So let's say we are good at martial arts, right? And but yeah, sometimes yeah, some guys they want to mess with us because we are decent at martial arts. Okay, when that happens, what do? You don't fight. Fighting is illegal. It's assault. I mean, dojo in martial arts school, sparring that's not illegal, but otherwise it is illegal. Like real fighting, you can get. I can get if I get into real fight. That's misdemeanor. It's minor crime. Okay, even if it's consent based. Okay. It's so then what do I do when people try to mess with me? I just tolerate. Okay, okay, whatever. Because I don't have to prove myself. Okay, am I very good at martial art? Well, I like martial art. I would never say I'm good at it. But at least in theory, I have some esoteric knowledge because I learned from my martial art friends whose kung fu is way better than mine. I just humble myself and learn from my friends. Yeah. I went to taekwondo school when I was younger. Okay, so like you can, if somebody come at you, right? You can step back and punch at the same time, or right, step back and kick at the same time. Again, I'm not that good at it, but yeah, it's just you can go under, yeah, tackle like American football style, and whatever. There's some other somewhat somewhat dangerous moves. I learned from my friends. Some of them are using like Street Fighter style. Okay, so I did learn all those stuff. At least in theory, I know. Okay, so and at least I think my study of martial art actually prevent violence because we're expressing this martial copium in a safe manner, controlled manner. And when we practice martial art, we don't even use boxing gloves, what boxing punching bags, kicking bags. We don't even use that. We create noise. I don't want to disturb my neighbors. It's a very quiet and peaceful neighborhood, so and you just kick and punch in there, just as good. Yeah. Also, so today I went to the gym during the lunchtime, and yeah, I did this monkey bar, right? Yeah, 10 times pull-ups, the monkey bar. Okay, and definitely very good. Uh, yeah, weather's warming, so let's grab beer and see what we would talk about. And so very little room left here. Uh, in my spare time, I sent two more letters to editors to two more newspapers. They have different length requirement. Yeah, as a candidate, I should be adaptable. So sometimes 200 word limit, 400 word limit. Yeah, basically the same content. Uh, if they don't publish it, no problem. I just put it in my campaign website, copy and paste. So nothing will be wasted. So what did I say in those letters to editors? I was declaring my candidacy, and I expressed this view where if I just if I get elected next year, I introduce Alaska to the rest of the America, and because I believe Alaska is the last America, and Alaska is what America used to be, meaning independent, strong, and respectful, honorable, and diverse, and free, liberty, freedom. So, because I believe America should get back to that, the good old America. Okay, so yeah, basically what I'm saying is the rest of America should become more like Alaska. Why? Because Alaska represents good old America back in the days. Okay, so I just expressed that view, and yeah, because I'm kind of flattering, bribing my fellow Alaskans because they are going to be my voters next year. But do I also believe in that? What I said? Yeah, I do. I think Alaska is a great role model for the rest of America. I think so. Yeah. And what else? So yeah, if you're very good at martial art, right? Even if somebody messes with you, you be like, you know what? I can kick your kasta very easily, but I'll tolerate you because I know my kung fu is better than yours. Okay, so you just tolerate, right? Whatever. Yeah, I mean, if you're good at martial art, okay, you don't have to prove yourself to others that how good you are because you already know you are good. Okay, there's no need to prove yourself, so you avoid fights basically. Okay, and self-defense situation probably won't even arise. Okay, yeah, if you're very good at it, you they know. Yeah, yeah. Uh, some lethal, fatal martial art moves. I do know because I learned from my friends, but I don't think it's a good idea that we talk about it here. You can study them in the internet, books, right? So I don't think it's necessary that we talk about here. Why? Because I'm running a campaign, and yeah. I mean, if you watch a lot of martial art movies, and that's what I do. A lot of martial arts skills, techniques, I watch, learn from martial art movies. Yeah, if you like, yeah, you can do the same. What else? Um, so after the workout, I ate. So I'm kind of full. When I'm full, I'm kind of low energy because my energy has been consumed in digesting the food. So yeah, let's talk about ladies, beautiful ladies. Okay, I really admire ladies, and I appreciate them being beautiful, and because it takes a lot of time to be beautiful. I don't think beauty is something you are born with. I think beauty is something you can learn. I mean, I do my best to look at least presentable, and Yeah, it's about being clean, doing your hair and clothings, right? Yeah, being beautiful is like acting, okay? It's like acting, like facial expression and the angle and gesture, right? Like that's acting and the craft, okay? Or posture, right? Okay, this is all acting, okay? Yeah, beauty is something you can learn. I do not believe beauty is something people are born with. I don't think so. I think beauty is something, it's a learnable skill, okay? So, I mean, we guys, so male and female, we are different, okay? Females are more sexually passive, males are more sexually active. Okay, so it's just how animals are. Just we human. Okay, it's males are more sexually like active, females sexually passive. It's not just humans. It's all animals are like that, including birds, right? Birds, mammals. Yeah, that's just how animals are. So there's this a song, "Girl from Ipanema," right? Da 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 da. Juan Gilberto, something like that. Stan Getz, right? Kind of like a little bit bossa nova, the South American Hispanic jazz, right? Yeah. She, but she doesn't see. She doesn't see. Basically, it's a story of a guy. He sees a beautiful lady, but she just keeps on walking. She never gives him a glance. She never gives him a look. She doesn't even notice him. So he was kind of sad, disappointed because he's not in the same league as her, very beautiful lady, and he's low down there. So basically, he's she's behind. He's rich. He is sad. He's disappointed, and he feel kind of his ego is damaged, disappointed because he finds her very attractive, but it's only unrequited romance to it. Okay, so unrequited love. He finds her attractive, but she does not find him attractive at all. She doesn't even notice him. But that happens to me all the time. And then I guess the kind of guys who would attract a lot of attention from ladies, money, power, fame, basically, right? Maybe football star or money, power, fame, like wealthy man, maybe. I don't know. Some rock star, or like famous rock star, maybe. A lot of groupies, right? Fans. Uh, yeah, I guess that's one of great motivator to become successful as a man. Yeah, music, entertainment business, like movie star, rock star, or as a businessman, wealthy man, or even as a politician. Yeah. So to get female attention, many males they do that and they work very hard to get female attention. So it's a good thing that females are very challenging to attract as a man. It's a good thing. It creates motivator. Difficult females they motivate us guys to work harder to attract them to get their attention. Right? So it's a good thing. Yeah, yeah. But female gender is sexually passive. They don't go after guys. No matter how wealthy or attractive money, power, fame kind of guy, do ladies go after those guys? That's very rare because that's not their nature, female nature. That's just not how they are. Females, they're sexually passive. Like I'm talking about 99.9%. Okay, there are exceptions, of course, but that's exception, right? Yeah, yeah, just oppressive females. Although many times they break my heart by not noticing me, but I appreciate their effort to be beautiful, and yeah, they make this world very beautiful. We need more of them, not less. So we strongly recommend diet, exercise, personal hygiene, and work on acting so that more and more people become more beautiful to make this world a more beautiful place. Okay. Yeah, we are educators basically. Yeah. For future generation. Yeah. I mean, nowadays not many people are watching this, but that's totally fine. Okay, because I my guess is that yeah, this humanity series will become mainstream one day. Perhaps posthumously, maybe long after I'm dead, or maybe in 10 years. Who knows, right? But yeah, we got some good content here. So yeah, Hmm? Yeah, we don't use like fancy graphics or anything. But and I guess I'm not that attractive, but for females, they're sexually passive. Okay, no matter how attractive a guy may be, money, power, fame, wealthy, handsome. Okay, females don't go after guys in general. Okay, how about groupies, concerts, like some rock stars, the Beatles, Beach Boys. Yeah, sure, Beatles. They had a lot of female fans. They did come to their concerts, Beatles. So does that mean females find the Beatles sexually attractive? Do those females in the audience want to marry like some of those Beatles members, like Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, or George Harrison? Do they find them sexually attractive? How about Elvis Presley? Do females find Elvis Presley sexually attractive? I mean, do they want to marry him? That I cannot tell you because I'm not a female. Maybe they are. Maybe they do. I don't know. We take 5 minutes, okay? Oh boy. So well, every now and then I see some kind and generous females who appreciate me as a man, and I'm very grateful. Okay, but most of the times, uh, I'm not regarded as, uh, in general, an attractive or desirable kind of guy. Why? Because I'm ideological minority, extremely so. I am, and because I like being an ideological minority, that means I'm at the very bottom feeder. Okay, and that's how I where I like to be. I like controversies and like desert animal who live in harsh environment, right? I love those documentaries. I like those like some obscure ancient kingdom somewhere in Gobi Desert or this along the Silk Road. Like I love reading about those obscure histories or some obscure animal species, mostly in Wikipedia, okay, or some other websites. I really dig that. Yeah, I'm very non-mainstream. I like being a non-mainstream kind of guy. So, and if evolutionarily speaking, if I'm not mainstream, then there's a chance that I will not have money, power, fame. And female have evolved such that they're attracted to mainstream kind of guy. Why? Because then this guy, mainstream guy, will have money, power, and fame. And when they have children, the children will be protected with the husband's money, power, and fame. Um, but that's how females have evolved. So they find money, power, fame kind of mainstream guy more desirable and sexually attractive. And me, opposite of that. Uh, I like being non-mainstream. I like doing things differently. I like going against mainstream. So that makes me very sexually unattractive and undesirable. I think that's what it is. Okay, well, that explains that. I'm okay with that. I admire females. If they don't find me attractive, well, that's fine. Is it painful? Yes. But I'm strong and I can handle the pain. Alright, so yeah, I can handle the pain. Yeah. And pain in this brand of humanology, pain is a good thing. It makes you stronger. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So tolerance, right? Yeah. Strong person is somebody who can withstand a lot of pain. Okay. Yeah, like muscle builders, right? Yeah, it's painful to lift up this dumbbell that's like 50 pounds. It causes a lot of pain, right? But they trained muscle builders. Yeah, they can lift it up with one hand, right? Me, 50 pounds, maybe like once. I don't know. Maybe I should try that, huh? In the gym. How heavy I can, what's my max? Right, sure. But these days, when I go to gym, I just have fun. So, yeah. What else? So yesterday we found a new population model. We can simplify it, and we pointed out some faulty assumption of traditional population model, bacterial division, and that was good. Uh, I will mention that in the paper. Um, Other than that, not much is going on really. Um, well, in my spare time, I look at the uh, mostly Wikipedia really. Okay. Now every now and then some news because I'm running again as U.S. Senator candidate. Um, yeah. So it's April in 2021. Quite recently, there's this news where heli ski. Uh, there's some crash incident. Okay, we are very sorry. Some people passed away. We are very sorry. And a gentleman who's a billionaire, I think Czechoslovakia, I think, he passed away too. We are very sorry. We are sorry about all the people who passed away. Okay, and in back in 1994, there's another incident, heli ski incident, basically helicopter crash in Nevada, and the president of the Walt Disney Company, Frank Wells, he passed away in that incident. Okay. Uh, yeah, we're very sorry. So helicopter, I guess, can be very dangerous. Okay. Um, I mean, flying in general, like fixed wing, even dangerous, right? Could be. I will understand it's beautiful flying high, but there's huge risk, right? Yeah, and it's expensive too. And okay, so President Biden's amnesty plan, he want to forgive all the immigrants. Well, my recommendation is this: he should first finishing building the border wall. He's kind of thinking about it, right? Yeah, first build the border wall, and then he can implement his amnesty plan to give illegal immigrants green card and later citizenship. Okay, but if border is open, his amnesty plan will invite more illegal immigrants. So he need to build a border wall first, and then amnesty plan. Okay, so that will be my recommendation. It's very easy logic, but then why all these Washington D.C. people cannot do that? Because they are tied. Their brain is tied up by ideology. It could be Republican Party ideology or Democratic Party ideology. They're not free thinkers. They're not independent thinkers. That's what's binding them and paralyzing their rationality. It's very simple logic. Build up a wall first and then implement amnesty plan. It's very easy logic. But those people in the Washington D.C., their rationality is paralyzed by party ideologies, which is unfortunate. Okay. Oh well. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And then I share with you some of the things I read in my spare time in the mostly Wikipedia, okay, and some other websites, okay. There are some really interesting stories, history, literature, okay. Yeah. So Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, yeah. I think he's decent guy, okay. Yeah. I'm not too against him, right? Yeah. Nobody's perfect, right? So I think he's in general, I think he's doing great. Okay, to be honest, I think in general, I think he's doing great. Yeah. President Joe Biden. So yeah. Okay. So I remember watching this movie back when I was in South Korea, probably elementary school, 1980s. There's this movie called Young Sherlock Holmes. Okay, it's an American movie, I think. Emblem Production, the Steven Spielberg's production company. But the director was not Steven Spielberg. Okay, no, it was somebody else. I do remember. So I went to Wikipedia and read the plot summary and stuff, and it was very well written story. Yeah. So Mr. Conan Doyle, Sir Conan Doyle, the writer of Sherlock Holmes, Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, right? He's a kind of private eye detective, right? Crime fighter, basically. And his nemesis, Professor Moriarty. Ah, boy. I think Mr. He's also doctor. I think he was a surgeon or physician, whatever. Okay. I think he was a physician. Yeah. He went to medical school in England. I think he's Irish. All right. Yeah, he went to medical school. He became a doctor. He opened his doctor's office, but he didn't get any customers. He was not as successful as a doctor. So in his spare time, what he did, he wrote novels and he became famous. But it did not happen overnight, though. All those people who are famous now, we may think they became famous overnight. No, no, it happened very slowly. Okay, gradually. Okay. Do you want to be famous? By all means, be famous, become famous even before I do. Okay. When you become famous, when you get there, you can forget about me. Okay. You don't have to tag me with you. Okay. You don't owe me anything. At the same time, if I ever become famous, I may not take you with me. I may not send you some handsome paycheck. Okay. We are on our own. Okay. So yeah, just to let you know. Okay. It's fair deal, right? Yeah. Anyways, so there's this after Sherlock Holmes about contemporary, but later after they become famous in England, all right, France, England and France has been always competitors in the history. Okay, so France they want to come up with their own detective novel, and that's Maurice Leblanc. Blanc means white. It does not mean black. It means blank. So white and black, they're both blank, right? So there's a common denominator there, right? Yeah. So purity, colorless, black and white. Okay. So yeah, blank being blank, it could be black or white. Okay. So in French, blanc means white. What is black in French? Noir, like film noir, right? Yeah. So Maurice Leblanc, he started writing and became very famous, even in England too. He get translated from French to English. Maurice Leblanc. His main character, yeah, the gentleman burglar, gentleman thief, Arsène Lupin. Arsène Lupin. Okay. Yeah, I read there's some TV show in France, and they've hired African European as the protagonist of this kind of reinterpretation of modern version of Lupin. Yeah, I read about it, and it's like there's this African French guy, African European guy. Uh, he read Maurice Leblanc. He's a white guy, okay. Maurice Leblanc's Lupin, and he kind of imitates what Arsène Lupin did in his theft. Okay, so but in my opinion, that's kind of racially incorrect casting. Okay, because Arsène Lupin was a white guy in the novel, right? And this kind of racially incorrect casting, I don't like it. Okay, because it's historically incorrect. Okay, let's say Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, or Hamlet. Background, yeah, white guys, white girls, right? So if you make a movie out of that Shakespearean play, probably it makes sense to hire a white guy, white girls, right? It's more historically and correct. It could be politically incorrect, but I'm kind of conservative in this sense. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of political correctness. Okay, so anyways, so Maurice Leblanc, he wrote many, he was productive, he wrote many novels, like Arrest of Arsène Lupin. That was very first episode of that long series of short novels, The Arrest of Arsène Lupin. Okay, oh my goodness, and it's so fascinating. Okay, it's like, then, what's the next? Escape of Arsène Lupin. Something like that, okay? Or Arsène Lupin in prison, something like that. It was just so fascinating. And also, I Sherlock Holmes, the Conan Doyle, he's a great writer too. Great writer. Okay, huge fan. Very good writer. And very original sentencing style. When I was in Madison, Wisconsin, I went to library and looked at some English translation of Arsène Lupin. And it was too long, okay? It's beautifully written, greatly translated, just that it's just too long, okay? So I just read plus summary in Wikipedia, okay? And still very fascinating stories. And very romantic, mysterious, right? And very smart. So in Maurice Leblanc's Arsène Lupin series, he had his nemesis, or detective. I think his name is Gadamar or something. I don't remember. Hadamar, something. And so he was very smart detective. And when Arsène Lupin was in the ship, there was news that rumor that Arsène Lupin is in the ship. So a guy, kind of spoiler alert a little bit, okay. A guy said, okay, let's look for this guy, Arsène Lupin, the criminal, gentleman burglar, gentleman thief. Let's find him because we don't want this guy to steal our stuff. Okay. And spoiler alert, okay. That guy who led the such effort, he was Arsène Lupin. Okay, so smart. Oh my goodness. Ingenious, right? So creative. So the detective, he was waiting in the dock in the port for this ship to arrive because he was informed that Arsène Lupin is in that ship. So he was waiting, and Arsène Lupin got arrested. Okay, so oh boy, huge fan. It just blows my mind away. Oh boy, yeah, those literature, right? Novels. they are worthwhile to spend time with. Uh, it's just wonderful stories, right? And yeah, we will take 5 minutes break. Okay, so oh, okay. So Museo, which means Mister. Museo, it means my soul, kinda. Okay, Madame, it means my lady. Okay, so Museo, Mister Maurice LeBlanc, he's kind of naughty, playful, great sense of humor. So he made fun of more established English writer like Sir Conan Doyle. All right, other Conan Doyle was other Conan Doyle, but I don't know. Sir Conan Doyle. So yeah, he's total character. Okay, just like the gentleman thief in his fictional character. He stole Sherlock Holmes and used that character in his own novel. Very ingenious. Okay, and Mr. So Conan Doyle's copyright lawyers they complained to Mr. LeBlanc, and so Mr. LeBlanc took advantage of that and came up with brilliant idea. He renamed his character as Homlock Sholmes, something like that. It's just very funny. Okay, and in America it was translated as Homlock Shears. Okay, but originally Homlock Sholmes, something like that. Okay, just transposition of two head consonants in those first and last name, right? So and then it's just so funny. Okay, he's making fun of Sherlock Holmes. So basically, in his story, French government enlisted Sherlock Holmes' help to arrest Arsène Lupin. Okay, and so one of the episodes title is like Homelock Sholmes arrived too late. Okay, this is really funny and oh, it's just hilarious. Okay, it's just too funny. So this is basically Arsène Lupin outwitting, outfoxing Sherlock Holmes. It's basically it's just so funny, so hilarious. Okay. Oh my goodness. And also another really hilarious title is like Homelock Sholmes shows hostilities. Okay, like Sherlock Holmes being angry at Arsène Lupin. It's just insanely funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, French sense of humor, I guess. What year was that? It's the early 1900s, just before World War Two, World War One. Okay, and they continued to write. Okay, even during the Great Depression. I think they both passed away before World War Two. Okay, but World War One, Great Depression, hey, they kept on writing, kept on working. Okay, so the world did not stop during World War One, Great Depression. People still worked. Okay, and they made great products in literature, philosophy, science. Okay, life moved on. Okay, yeah, those professionals. Yeah, World War One, Great Depression, whatever. They kept on working. Okay, so yeah. So when you read their biographies, right, Conan Doyle or Maurice Leblanc, it's as if World War One never happened, as if Great Depression never happened, because they continue to work. Okay. Yeah, they didn't mind themselves about all those political turmoil or economic turmoil. They just kept on working. Okay, so which is great. That's great. Let me put some jacket on. It is chilly. But at the same time, like public intellectuals, like some philosophers, like writers, like Jean-Paul Sartre or Albert Camus. Well, by the way, my French is not good. Okay, so I just try. Yeah, they were public intellectual. They were actively engaged in political discourse, right? Yeah, like they were both like resistance during the World War II, the Nazi Germany occupation of France. Okay, yeah, they actively participated in resistance, resistance. Okay, resistance. Some of them did. Others, they just kept on working. Yeah. They come apolitical. Some people are. Okay. We need them. Okay. Yeah. There are people who are interested in politics, and there are people who don't vote. We need them too. Why? They are very clean people. Okay. People who do not vote. I think we need them too. Why? Because they're clean. It's to come checks and balances between political people and apolitical people. Okay. Yeah. It's a clean reserve of human decency, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying politics is all bad, but Yeah. Yeah, we need people who do not vote. I appreciate them too. Okay, so they have their own purposes. So functionalities. Yeah. What else? Hmm. Oh, Egyptian mythology, right? Egyptian traditional painting, the murals in pyramid, right? Egyptian gods and goddesses, their stories, Egyptian mythology. I find them extremely fascinating. Yeah. Yeah. So, Isis is Egyptian god. Okay. I mean, Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, I guess they kind of try to imitate ISIS's name. But ISIS is originally Egyptian god. Okay. One of Egyptian gods. Okay. In my past papers, one of my past papers is probably special theory of relativity disproof paper. I did mention Site, one Egyptian god, the god of sun, sun god, Ra, or also pronounced as Re. Okay, so I remember that. Yeah, I think in my spare time I'm going to study a little bit about Egyptian mythology. Just I find it extremely fascinating, and Egyptian mural, beautiful, very mysterious. Yeah, Egyptology, right? Egypt, Egyptian empire is something else. Egyptian history, culture, knowledge, their mythology, their imagination is amazing, amazing. I think it's extremely beautiful and profound. Huge fan. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate Judeo-Christianity, but this world outside of Judeo-Christianity, right? And as a humanologist, I do not confine myself in Judeo-Christian tradition, although I greatly appreciate Judeo-Christianity. We step outside too. Yeah, Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Hindi mythology. Okay, yeah, it's in my list of things that I'd like to study in my spare time. Yeah, universal, beautiful, amazing, fascinating, right? Mythology, all days, like thousands of and thousands of years old. Okay, yeah. Do you know uh, how old is history of mammals? I looked it up. Oh, what am I doing? I should not put whiskey in there. I should put vodka in there. Can you take a guess? When was the very first mammal came to Earth out of evolution? Mammals. I looked it up. Any guess? About 200 million years. The history of mammal. Okay. How about Homo sapiens? I mean, hominids. Whatever. Hominins. Humans. I think it's about 2 million years. Okay. From what I remember. How are animals themselves? From what I recall, it's like 600 million years ago. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. Dinosaur, they got extinct in something like 66 millions ago. Okay. Yeah. So mammals, they existed like two, 300 millions ago. Okay. So yeah, dinosaur and mammals, they coexisted. Okay. Mhm. And Cambrian explosion, where a lot of new species came to exist, that's like 500 million years. Okay, and so in archaeology, okay, they say about 99% of animal or plant species that ever existed went extinct. So extinction is more of a norm than an exception. Not many people know about this. Because how many people study archaeology or anthropology, right? I do in my spare time. I find them very fascinating. Okay, so they say 99% of animal or plant species ever existed on Earth went extinct. So extinction is not an exception, it's a norm. Interesting, right? Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, archaeology. Yeah. So that's physical level, metaphysical level. Yeah, 99% of ideologies that ever existed went extinct. Extinction of an ideology is more of a norm, not an exception. Okay, so only 1% survive and become eternal in the world of ideologies. Okay? So there's some physics and metaphysics kind of reflection there, analogy, right? Yeah. That's what we do here in this brand of humanology. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So, in this brand of humanology, ideologics, study of ideology, right? Or ideology, ideology. I can speak in tongue. So, yeah, we can just call it ideologics, study of ideology, science of ideologies, right? When a person become famous, this person become a concept, person icon, okay? Yeah, this person become an ideology, like Mr. Trump, Trumpism. This is a movement. You have pro-Trumpism, anti-Trumpism. Okay, it kind of polarizes people, right? Yeah, because he has some distinct directionality. Okay, so some people go along with him, some people go opposite direction. Pro-Trumpism, anti-Trumpism. Okay, so yeah, and but those ideologies they get generated in every generation. Some of them survive, some of them die. Okay, just like some species, right? That's how things work. Like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, right? People still play, memorize his music, classical musicians, and they talk about Mozart as if he's still alive, right? Yeah, you say, I love Mozart, but he's long dead. Maybe 200, 300 years ago, right? What year was Mozart? My guess is like 1700s, maybe 1800s. I don't know. I don't know. Somewhere there, right? Uh, but his music is very much alive, right? Why? Because people keep reproducing his music. I mean, playing, learning his music, right? Yeah. How about Sherlock Holmes, Arsène Lupin? They didn't even exist. They're fictional characters, figment of imagination. But they're still living in ideological space. They never was born. I mean, physically, but metaphysically, yeah, they were born. Invention by Conan Doyle and Maurice Leblanc, right? And they are now living forever. Right? Interesting, right? Yeah. So that's ideologics. It is magical. Okay, we talk about those things here. It's a big branch of humanology. This brand of humanology, and yeah, we do have some substance here, content. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, some ideologies they come and go, right? Other 1% of ideologies survive and become eternal. Okay, so that's one way to look at what's eternal life, all right, in Judeo Christianity, in humanological interpretation. Okay, uh, for example, okay, Mozart, he became eternal, or the Beatles, Beach Boys, Bee Gees. I think they have a good chance of being eternal. Okay, just like Mozart. 100 years later, 1,000 years later, will people still remember the Beatles, Beach Boys, Bee Gees? Uh, I hope so. 'Cause I'm a huge fan of them. But Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, most likely because they have survived for 300 years so far. How about Jesus, Muhammad Allah, Buddha, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Confucius, Lao Tzu? They have survived even longer. They have survived for 2,000 years at least. Will they survive forever? More likely than not. Who knows? But more likely than not. Uh, if they survive for this so far, how about 10,000 years later? 100,000 years later? We'll still remember, will humanity still remember Jesus, Mozart, Bach? We don't know. But it's more likely than not, right? Just extrapolating from the past, right? If they survive 2,000 years, their ideology, Jesusism, Confucianism, yeah, most likely they will live forever. There will at least a reasonable guess, because we don't know for sure. But how about Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, or Taylor Swift? Who else is famous nowadays? I don't know. I don't watch TV. Okay, I don't even have a TV. Okay, Taylor Swift, I think she's cool. Okay, but when it comes to Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, I'm not a fan. Not my cup of tea. Okay, well, they some of the songs that they did, couple of them is decent, I think, but it's just not my cup of tea. Okay, that's too weird. All right. Um, when they look into look at the eyes of Billie Eilish or Lady Gaga, they're like they look like some kind of like a little bit demonic, somewhat druggy. Like they kind of look creepy. Okay, their eyes, eh, they kind of, not my cup of tea. Okay, but Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, they are better than me in a sense that you can get to see their eyeballs, iris. You cannot see my eyes, can you? Unless I open it. Oh my goodness. Ah! Yeah, my eyes are more demonic than theirs. So my eyes are way more demonic than Billie Eilish or Lady Gaga's eyes, right? You cannot even see my eyes. Unless I open like this, like, oh my goodness. That's even weirder, right? Yeah, I think Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish probably better people than I am. Sure. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm more funny when I'm drunk, okay? When I'm more relaxed. When it comes to humanize, anything goes, alright? So yeah, Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, do you think they will be remembered 10 years later? I have some reasonable doubt about that. Okay, I don't think they have real content. Okay, Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, I mean they are the most famous, most popular ones now. Uh, but will their music be remembered 10 years later, let alone 100 years later? I have my reasonable doubt about that. Okay, but I don't think they have very good content or substance. Then why are they so popular nowadays? Eh, maybe somewhat political reasons. Because they're heavily liberalistic, left leaning, I guess. Okay, both of them. Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, very left leaning. And uh, in year 2021, America is quite left leaning by the number, okay? Yeah, but they may change though. Probably they will, okay? Yeah. Left to right swing, okay, it always happen that way. So I think they are popular now because is America is more liberal now than conservative. Okay, for political reason, not musical merit. Okay, That's what I think. I might be wrong. Yeah. How about this human rights series? The paper I wrote. I mean, not many people know about the papers I wrote or this human rights series. It's just few good friends of mine like you, okay? Uh, but will it become mainstream one day? Will it become eternal even? Eternal? Will this humanology that we do here be remembered forever? Like 100 years later, 1,000 years later? I think so. Why? Because we have substance and content, okay? And we discover so many good things. And it's good stuff. And it's, well, maybe I'm biased. Like, a parent who thinks she or his or her child is the very best, right? Yeah, yeah, it's just parental bias. Okay, yeah, yeah, maybe I'm biased. But uh, at the same time, I'm kind of objective, rational person. And I have read and learned many good things in life. I'm 42, okay? And I studied many different things. And if I compare the theories in humanology, concepts and ideas, if I compare that with other works by other people in mathematics, physics, philosophy, okay, uh, I think we have very good content here compared to others, okay? Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got some goods going on here, right? We are into something, okay? Yeah, yeah, I think so. But it's collaborative effort, okay? You and me and people I know, okay? Or people I've never met, but I've read about them or studied their works, okay? It's everybody coming together and making this, okay? So, no, it's never just me. I'm just a representative of this generation. I think it's a very good generation, okay? This humanology or the papers I write, okay, uh, is collaborative product. It's a crystallization of this all the moist in the air. Okay, I'm just a coordinator, collector of wisdom, representative of this generation. All right, that's the role I'm playing. Okay, just collector of wisdom and knowledge from this generation. Okay, so yeah, I'm just a representative of the people. We work on this all together. That's all. And that's how it is. Mozart, Bach, Immanuel Kant, Arthur Schopenhauer, even Jesus, Confucius, Buddha. It's not about them, not about them being smarter than other people. No, no, they are collectors of wisdoms. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle is all the same. They're only representatives of their generation. Yeah, generations. My English is not perfect, okay? So I mix singular and plural all the time. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about history, philosophy, right? Yeah, good stuff. All right. Oh, okay. let's make some jokes. Let's have some fun. How about the party of humanology? Humanology party as a political entity, polity, or religion of humanology, or science of humanology. Yeah, it's a science, but is humanology a religion? I don't think that's necessary. Okay, politics, political party, humanized party. I don't think that's necessary because what we emphasize is individuality, individual freedom. Okay, Christianity, Islam, or Democratic Party, Republican Party, they demand subscribers of those ideologies to obey and wipe out their individual differences and get brainwashed, implanted. So it's an individual identity being replaced by identity of ideologies. Okay, there's some lesson from ideologics. We don't want that. Why? We want people to be diverse. We want people to be independent thinkers, creative thinkers. Okay, we do not want to have set of rules like some other ideologies do. In humanology, we actually study ideologies, their behaviors, right? Genotype of an ideology is like set of rules, it's uniform. Phenotype of ideology is more like behaviorism of the ideological subscribers, ideologues, ideologists. Okay, there's phenotype of ideologies. Okay? In this brand of humanology, we put people first. We put people in the center of the universe. We put people above everything else. We oppose martyrdom. We do not want people to die in the name of God. We oppose that. We want people to have freedom, their individuality. We do not want to replace people's own individuality with some ideologies, identity. We don't want that. Okay. So by all means, criticize humanology, make it better, have your own ideas. Okay. You can agree with something that we say here, disagree. We encourage you to disagree with these humanological doctrines and be better and bigger and better. So that's the key difference from this humanology as an ideology and some other ideologies. Why? Because we know what ideology is. We know how they are, what they are. What are they? They are predators of humans, ideologies. They eat people. Metaphorically speaking, okay? It's like this big monster dinosaur, some demon, spirit, gigantic. And they eat people and absorb it into an ideological organization, right? In this humanology, we oppose that. Well, not exactly because Democratic Party, Republican Party, Christian, Judaism, Islam, they serve their function in the world. God created them for a purpose. They have their function. They have their role. Democratic Party, Republican Party, okay, they have their role, okay. So, but we don't want this humanology to become yet another one of those ideologies. Okay, we want to be different, right? We have no rules here. I mean, we discover rules, but whether people accept that or not, we respect people, their choices, their freedom, their judgment, right? Yeah, we don't demand people to subscribe to all those theories in humanology. No, we leave that to people because we respect people's individuality, their independence, their freedom, their rights. Okay. Because humanology is like a ideology without ideology. Okay, kind of. We have rules, but we don't enforce it. It's just our recommendation. We only have recommendations and express our opinions. That's all. Yeah. But I think what we do here has a purpose, and I think God. I believe in God. Do we put humans above God? Well, personally, I don't. Do we put humans equal to God? No. Well, personally, I don't. Because Jesus said, yeah, a student can never become equal, or servant can never become equal to masters. Never exceed master or exceed teacher. But if the servant become equal, yeah, it's satisfactory. Jesus said something like that. Okay. So when it comes to parents, teachers, yeah, we may learn more than our parents or teachers, okay? And I think we should, as a current generation, I think it's our job to be bigger and better than past generations. And when our teachers, parents see us being bigger and better than themselves, they'll be very happy to see that. Why? Because they love us. Okay. But when it comes to God, I mean, it my in my personal opinion, I don't think it's correct to say, rational to say, we can become like God or we can exceed God. I don't think that is possible, okay, in my opinion, all right? I don't think that's rational to think that. Beside the blasphemy, sacrilege, the religious attitude, beside that, logically speaking, I don't think it's possible that humans can ever become like God or even better than God, higher than God. I don't think that's possible logically. Okay. I think that's logical impossibility for humans to become like God or even bigger than God. I don't think that's logically possible. Besides religious attitude, okay, religious beliefs. Yeah. I'm just grateful to God that He gave us this opportunity, right? I'm grateful to people, grateful to God, and I'm just thankful to people, to God. Okay. Yeah, because we are blessed. Yeah. Yeah, let's count our blessings, right? Yeah. Yeah, one way to understand God is that He's infinity, but we are finite. Are we finite? Yes and no. Our imagination, does it have any boundary? Maybe do, maybe. Our imagination is based on upon our experience. I'm 42 years old, and until when I was like 5 years old, I don't remember anything that happened before I was 5 years old. So 37 years in my past. Yeah, I remember. So the 37 of experience is finite. But based on that experience, I can imagine things, some composition of different pigments of my past experiences, okay, and synthesize those things and come up with new theory or fiction, poem, whatever, okay. But we human beings have fixed lifespan, right? Maybe 100 years, 90, 80 years, okay? So during our lifetime, finite lifetime, we can create things, right? Based on our experience, synthesizing different parts of experience memories, right? And then, let's say I die at the year 100, 101, or 95, whatever, okay? But it does not stop there though. So I write papers, right? Future generations will, might continue to write based upon what I wrote. So legacy continues, potentially forever. Right? How many people wrote about Immanuel Kant's philosophical theories, inquiries? Millions, maybe? Hmm? How many people wrote about Jesus? How many people mentioned Prophet Muhammad, Allah's name, so far? It's finite, right? But as human history goes on, they will continue to write about them. Jesus, Confucius, Buddha, and come up with their brand new theories about them, or even brand new religion, branching out of Christianity, out of Buddhism. So it goes on like that forever, generation after generation. Right? But still, humans are humans, okay? God is all encompassing, universal, right? Still, humanity, I think, is less than very tiny little small subset of God's creation, the universe, right? And universe is not equal to God. God is higher than universe, both in time and space. In time and space, humanity is very tiny planet Earth in space and very short period of time, human history. At best, 2 millions of years out of universe's history. So it's like 46 billions of years. So humanity, both in time and space, is very small. And the universe is smaller than God. It's God's creation. Okay, so there's just no way human being can be compared to God. Okay, that's logical absurdity. All right, so okay, all right, we take 5 minutes break. But I appreciate some philosophers who ask those questions. Okay, but I think their answers were wrong. Okay, so yeah, we're correcting them. Okay, okay, we take 5 minutes break. Okay, it's good contribution to ask the right questions, right? We appreciate that. But, all right. Hey. Yeah, okay. How about I sing your song? Just a little bit, okay? Maze. I'm a huge fan. African American gentleman, okay? Yeah. What's the song? Oh. Yeah, the Didi? Was that his name? He was a fashion designer too, right? Uh, Maze. Uh, feels so good. Later on, he became Christian, okay, Mr. Maze. So I think became devout Christian, okay, so. Great dancer, great rapper, okay, Maze. Are you ready, Maze? You ready, Maze? Party people in the place to be. It's about time for us too. Ah! Yo, what you know about going out head west, red legs, TPs up in the headrest. Try try and leave it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a good rapper, so but huge fan of that music video. Okay, Maze, great dancer, right? Yeah, great rapper, African American style, right? Yeah. So my campaign song, we like to party, right? It's kind of ironic because I'm running without any party affiliation, but yeah, we like to party, right? Some irony there, right? Yeah. So fandom, right? Sherlock Holmes. There's some fan groups about Sherlock Holmes, right? Although he's a fictional character, right? Yeah. Some say there was a beginning of fandom, right? Maybe. I mean, the Beatles, Elvis Presley, all the female fans who come to the live concert. Yeah. Another. Let me sing you another one, just briefly. I think it was John Lennon who sang this. Okay. Shake and shout. No, it's not that. Twist and shout. Ah. We shake it up, baby, not take it up, baby. Twist and shout, twist and shout, baby, not come on, walk it around, woo. You know you look so good, so you know you got me good. Whatever, okay. They know how to energize. I mean, great music. Beatles. I don't think they are very good at dancing though, but they're instrumentalists, vocalists. They write their own percussion, lyrics, melody. So we can excuse them for not being good dancers. I've never seen them dancing, okay? The Beatles. So those female fans, did they come to the Beatles live concert or Elvis Presley? Is it because of their songs? Elvis Presley, I think, is a fantastic dancer. Okay, Elvis Presley, I don't like his singing style very much, but I like his dancing. It's very original. I do not like his singing style very much, his voice, but I like his dancing style though. Yeah. His performance. I like him as a dancer, okay, but not too much as a singer, okay. But that's me, just me. He's very charismatic, Elvis Presley. Okay. The Beatles, yeah, yeah, charisma. So those female fans, customers, patrons of their music clients, okay. Uh, to those female fans, why did they come to their concerts? Is it because they enjoy the music, dancing, or is it some kind of form of catharsis, way to catharsize, or just way to party to get big crowd, bigger the better, right? Or the more the merrier kind of thing, party. What is a party? A lot of people, okay? Political party or just entertainment party, it involves a lot of people, okay? So those female fans in Beatles, Elvis Presley concerts, is it because Elvis Presley, the Beatles produced great music, or is it because they want to party, or is it because they want to sing and shout, catharsis, maybe a combination of those things? Okay, I don't think. Do they find Elvis Presley and the Beatles sexually attractive? Do they want? Did they want to marry them? Marry those males, money, power, fame kind of guys, mainstream. Okay, do they want to marry them and have their kids as wives? That part I don't know. Okay, because I'm not female. I can only speculate. I know all about guys, what guys want, how they think, how they feel, because I'm a man myself. But when it comes to females, I can only take a guess because they're different, right? That much I know. I know females are very different from males, right? That's why I'm not a feminist. They're not equal. Equal rights, yes, but females and males, they're totally different species. Uh, they're just different, males and females. Okay. I think it's a good thing that males and females are different. Checks and balances, diversity, gender diversity. Okay, so it's a good thing that they are different. Um, but do I understand females? I can take a guess, but um, I mean, as a Homo sapiens, human being, do I understand a dog or cat? Yeah, ethnologists, right? Yeah, zoologists. Wait, ethologists. Okay, yeah, they study animals, animal behaviorism. We can come up with a theory how a dog or cat would feel about the world, about us. We can take a guess, make some theories, speculate about the mentality of canines and felines, how they think, how they feel about us, the world, the universe. Praying mantis, right? Insects. Do they have some philosophies? Or are they all about eating, reproduction, sleeping, going to bathroom, or most likely not, right? Yeah. So Mr. Conan Doyle wrote in the lips of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so there's some interesting Wikipedia article about Sherlock Holmes' view on females. Okay, yeah, Sherlock Holmes, he's like rational, kind of celibate, right? He didn't quite, was not married. Arsène Lupin got married. Okay, the marriage of Arsène Lupin. Okay, that was interesting title, right? Yeah, but Sherlock Holmes, he's like more like celibate, more like scholar type, so he's more rational than emotional. So Arthur Conan Doyle, I think he got married, okay. But Sherlock Holmes, the fictional character Conan Doyle, he never got married, okay. He didn't have a girlfriend, and so he was more like celibate, like Jesus was, right? So in the novel, Sherlock Holmes talk about women like yeah, love is about emotion, and I'm more rational person. So yeah, I'm too busy doing detective work, private eye, and more rational based. So basically, says something like, "Yeah, I have no room for emotion, but love, romance is about emotion. So it's not my area." He says something like that. Okay, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. How about me? Hey, I love women. I'm not saint. I'm not a but I'm no saint, okay? No. I admire women. I think they are very beautiful, and I thank God for creating these beautiful females. It's just that I'm busy, and but I want people to get married. In this brand of humanology, we propose, recommend same race, opposite gender marriage, all right? To preserve the diversity of humans. Yeah, maybe 10%, yeah, interracial marriage, yeah, as an exception, or 5%. Because that's healthy, okay? Because if race is too pure, it become more like incest. They start to suffer from like genetic diseases, okay? So yeah, 5%, 10%, yeah, interracial marriage is healthy for that race, okay? Cross pollination, 5%, 10%, okay? But we still want the specificity of ethnicity to be preserved, right? So that's why we recommend same race, opposite gender marriages, okay? It's just a recommendation. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of females. Okay, yeah, I thank God that He created females by far more beautiful than us guys. Okay, we guys, yeah, female Homo sapiens. Oh, they're way above us when it comes to beauty. Okay, we guys, yeah, some other, not me, but some other guys, they can be handsome, they can be muscular. Okay, but females, they're just naturally beautiful. Okay, so when it comes to beauty, aesthetics, there's no competition. Females, they always win. All right, they're just naturally beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I'm a huge admirer of females. Okay, so I thank God for creation of females. Huge fan. Yeah, and they have a beautiful voice too. So I thank God that I'm not blind. I'm not deaf. I can listen to radios, listen to beautiful female voices, and I thank God that I have eyes, working eyes, so that I can see beautiful females on TV, internet. television, or in Walmart, other places. God bless females, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Just a huge fan, okay? Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? So, just single guy, right? Yeah. Yes, fantasizing about females, okay? So, yeah, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay, please. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm just a common man, okay? So, nobody's special. No? That's why I can represent people, okay? Because I'm nobody special, right? Okay, so what's in the dinner menu? Yeah, some fried chicken wings. That I bought from Walmart yesterday. Yeah, so that's in the dinner menu. And anyways, I'm not advertising for like some date. Okay, I'm not asking you to introduce me to a lady. No, that's not my intention. Okay, am I single? Even if I'm not single, I'm not gonna tell you. Why? Because we are in public domain, Google, YouTube. Okay, anybody, technically, theoretically, anybody can in the world with internet connection can watch me talking about issues 24/7 in the world. Okay, so this is public domain, and I want to separate between my private life and public life. Okay, and so even if I'm not single, I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, it's just a narrative as a man. Okay, expression of our feelings as a man. Okay, that's all. Right? Yeah, I'm happy single. Okay, I'm happy, and I do my mathematics, physics, whatever, economics, philosophy, history. So yeah, great benefit of learning about history. Okay, it broaden our horizon in space and time wise. Okay, space wise, time wise, it broadens our gamut of knowledge. That's great benefit of studying history, not just human history, history of the universe, history of the earth, right? Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, yeah, great knowledge out there, right? Yeah, good thing about this generation, we have handheld cell phone with internet connection. All the knowledge in the human history of the universe that is known to humanity is available to us for free. Yeah, Google, YouTube, Wikipedia, other web pages. Okay. Yeah, we are living in a very good age for education, right? Yeah. I used to talk about this in my campaign trail last year, right? And people liked it, okay? I was very well received. Alaska State Senate Republican primary campaign last year, okay? I was very well received. People people noticed, okay, yeah, because I'm well educated and not just by the school. Yeah, in school, yes, I was very well schooled, very education, good education, okay. But in my independent time, yeah, Wikipedia, Google, YouTube, other web pages, books, right? Yeah, because I like learning. Yeah, very intellectually enriching. experience, learning. I like learning. Okay, I'm a good student. Okay, yeah, of knowledge, and uh, so people knew I'm smart. Some kind and generous people, voters, voted for me. 110 voters. Okay, God bless them. Okay, God bless you too. Okay, well, God bless you first. How about that? Okay, so uh, but other voters still did not vote for me, although they knew I'm smarter than other candidates. Okay, we understand this the subject matter of voters education, the inertia of time. Okay, and also reciprocation, reciprocity, right? Yeah, other candidates they may not be as well educated as I am. They may not be as smart as I am. Okay, but there are many voters, personal friends, personal ties. Okay, it's like this. Okay, loyalty, right? Let's say you are married to. Let's say you are a man, because I cannot speak for women. Okay, please forgive me. Okay, if you are female, because I don't understand female. Okay, I can only speak for males because I'm a man. Okay, yeah. Let's say you're a guy. Okay, you are married to a lady, your wife, for decades, and then when you see a younger lady, perhaps younger and more attractive than your wife, would you divorce and go after this younger, newer, more attractive female? Some people do, like Mr. Trump, okay, or Mr. Clint Eastwood, or Mr. Director, what's his name? Steve Spielberg. Steve Spielberg. Okay? Mr. Clint Eastwood, Mr. Steven Spielberg, Mr. President Trump. They're that kind. Yeah, or even Mr. John McCain. Okay? Senator of Arizona. Okay? Yeah, some guys do that. Okay? But other guys, vast majority of guys, man, they don't do that. They're loyal to their first love and they don't divorce, even though they can. Some billionaires, millionaires, some of them stick to their original wife, even though they know they can divorce and get younger, more attractive females, but they refuse to do so because they have morality, ethics, loyalty. They have their values, virtues, monogamy. Okay, and I think that's admirable. It's good for the children too. Stable family for the kids, grandkids. Okay, yeah. What else? So no, please, yeah, okay. I'm not advertising my singlehood. Okay, I'm not trying to get ladies via this humanized. No, no. I'm happy single. Okay, yeah, I'm busy. My lawyer job and my spare time, politics, mathematics, physics, philosophy, history, economics. Okay, linguistics. Yeah, yeah, I'm busy. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy single. Okay, so thank you, but there's no need, right? I'm not asking you to introduce me to a good lady, okay? No, no, I'm not asking you that. No, I'm happy single, okay? So I'm just giving you narrative from male perspective, okay? How we feel as single guys. That's all. It's more like poem, essay. That's all. Description. Single man's mentality. That's all it is. Yes, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy single. Okay, seriously, there's no need for you to introduce me, your lady. No, no. I'm busy. I'm happy single. Okay, all right. Just to clarify. Okay. All right. Yeah. What else? Yeah. So this humanized brand is very cozy, homey, very friendly, relaxed, laid back. Right. Yeah. And when it comes to my United States Senate candidacy, I think it's kind of gaining momentum. Okay, it's getting slowly some kind of traction. Okay, by kind and generous Alaskan citizens, residents, voters. Okay, I'm very grateful. All right, because I know many journalists. Okay, and they are helping me out. Local journalists, many of them. Okay, why? Because they know me. They know what I have to offer, and they're smart and good people, and they know I'm smart and good, so they're helping me out. Okay, so God bless them too. Well, God bless you first. Okay. Yeah. So, will I get elected next year? That I don't know. Most likely not. Right? But it's long-term strategy for me. Okay. My candidacy. All right. Every time I run, I became a little bit more famous. Right? After 10 years, 20 years, I might get elected for something. Right? So that's my long-term political strategy. Okay. Yeah. Just run, keep running. Don't get into any trouble. Right? Yeah. Keep writing. Yeah, keep busy writing, studying. And maybe one day it will happen. Okay. Even if it does not happen, I'm okay with that. I can live with that, die with that, knowing that I've done my best to make this world a better place. I can sleep better at night, knowing that I gave it my very best for the day. All right. On the very last day of my life, I can die happy. Although, even if I never became elected, I never became famous, but I can die happy, knowing that I did what I could. I did my best. Yeah, to make this world a better place. I can live with that and die with that. Yeah, yeah, I made mistakes. There are things I could have done differently in my past. We are all people, humans, human condition, right? Human, only so human. Okay, yeah, like Friedrich Nietzsche, German philosopher. Okay, human, only so human. Okay, yeah, but we do our best. We make mistakes. We have regrets. But human condition. Okay, yeah, we have excuse for that. Right? We're not gods, goddesses. Yeah, we make errors, but we do what we can. Yeah, yeah, that's what I have to say. Okay, I'm gonna watch this movie. Okay, the young Sherlock Holmes. Okay, yeah, some part of that movie is too violent, so I may have to skip that part. Okay, but uh, yeah, I don't like violence in movies. Okay, and martial art movies like Jackie Chan style, nobody dies. There's no blood, no death. Jackie Chan movie is more like fist fighting, right? There's no death, no blood, and also no SCX. Okay, so some American commentators commented about that. I remember reading it. I have photographic memory. Okay, I remember good. Okay, so the commentary I probably read in some newspaper like what 25 years ago. Okay. Yeah. So American commentators in newspaper writing about Jackie Chan's movie. No blood, no death, and no SCX. Okay. Yeah. But still very entertaining. Okay. I think it was an American commentator. But in this movie, yeah, young Sherlock Holmes, there's some balance there. I just skipped that part, okay. But other parts, uh, I remember I can't feel inclined to watch that again. Okay, so I just purchased in Amazon.com. I was on Prime. Okay, a great online streaming service. Okay, so yeah, I think it was filmed in London, England. Okay, some occult religion, Egyptian religion. Okay, yeah, there's some violence there, some human sacrifice. I mean, I will have to skip that part, but I kind of miss that Sherlock Holmes movie, 1980s. Okay, young Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so yeah, violence part. Yeah, skip it. Okay, and then but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do after this episode. Okay. Yeah, eating my Walmart chicken wings, which is fantastic. They're great cooks. Okay, Walmart deli. I'm a huge fan. Okay, potato salad. Okay, that's so good. And chicken wings, potato salad. Okay, and some coleslaw in the Valley, Alaska. Walmart deli. Okay, huge fan. Okay, great cooks, so fresh, right? Yeah, huge fan. All right. Have a great week. Thank you. God bless you. I love you. Thank you for loving me. God bless you for generations to come. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Good night. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.